Okay, let's talk about a basic embouchure. You know, the embouchure is sort of the thing, again, with so many aspects of playing. It's important to get it right from the beginning, but you're always kind of checking it. I know I am. There are different things that we can do to make sure that our embouchure is not only just set, you know, generically correctly like we do from the very first day we put a mouthpiece in our mouth, but just making sure that pressure-wise, it's about positions, about the position of your upper lip, about the position of your lower lip, and the corners. But it's also about the not just the positions, but the pressure too. So let's talk about, on a basic level, about the position, how to set everything. The overall key when we're doing this, and the thing to keep in mind, is that the reed vibration is what creates your sound. The more the reed can vibrate, the bigger your sound is. So if you have too much pressure in your embouchure, which is a very common thing when we first, not when we just first start, but in general, the more pressure you have on the reed, obviously, the less the reed is going to be able to vibrate. So you want to make sure that that reed is able to vibrate as much as possible. So if you are clamping down too much, you're going to get this. Very common sound to have when you first start playing. So it could be a product of a few different things, actually. It could be a product of your reed being too soft. Again, you may be, you know, using the proper amount of pressure, but if your reed is too soft, then you know, even the small amount of pressure is going to close everything up. So be aware of that. And then also an embouchure that is not using enough pressure, if you're not biting down hard enough, I hate to use the word biting down, that wasn't good, using enough pressure, then your playing is going to sound, you know, out of control. Yes, it's very reminiscent of a few beginning students I've had and my playing when I was much younger. So be aware of that. Oftentimes the amount of pressure that you want to use in your embouchure can be corrected just by listening, just by being aware of what you sound like. So often we can't really see the forest through the trees, so to speak, where you're doing all these different things and you're not actually listening to the end result. You're not listening to the sound that you're producing. So you can be, you know, the videos are going to help quite a bit, obviously, between the two of us, but you know, be your own gentle critic. There you go, and just be aware of how you're sounding. So, okay, so here's our basic thing. Make sure that your upper teeth are on the top of your mouthpiece. We talked about this a little bit back in the mouthpiece lesson, but to reiterate quickly, so like this, you're not doing this, no double lips. You're going to have your teeth touching the top of the mouthpiece. So. Yeah, like that. And about that far down, maybe I don't know, what would that be, 1/3 of an inch or so. So there. Not too close to the tip of the mouthpiece and certainly not too far down. It's a pretty, you know, I mean, you can sort of, just by looking at mine, check that out. You can sort of, I've played this mouthpiece for 25 years, so you can see my little teeth indentation there on the top of my mouthpiece. About, you know, that far down. Point is that you want to make sure you've got enough mouthpiece in your mouth so that the tip of the reed, the part that's vibrating the most, is allowed to vibrate you know, freely. And then the bottom part, the bottom lip, lower part of your embouchure, your lower lip rolls over your lower teeth so that your lip is between the reed and those teeth. And with regards to the amount of lip you want to have tucked in, it should be kind of to the point where your teeth are splitting the, you know, the red part of your lip, like so. All right, that's how that. Like that, see? So do this with me. Let's just play a B, just the number 1 key, this one down like that, and just play a couple of notes. Here we go. Play along with me. Now. Again. Last time. Okay, so in some other lessons, we're going to be talking about exercises and things, but this is a good one. May as well refer to long tones right now. The way to set everything embouchure-wise is to play some long tones or long tones. You know, just play some long notes. Anybody can get a note to sound from the beginning. It's how consistent you're able to keep that note throughout the whole sound, the whole note. You know, we'll talk about the other things that are involved in that process in other lessons. But with this lesson, we're talking about our embouchure. And so you want to keep, once you've set your upper lip and your lower lip, you want to keep them pretty consistent. As far as the corners are concerned, that's kind of you know, a moving target a little bit with the corners. I tend to, let's check this out. I tend to bring my corners in a little bit, partly because I don't want air to be escaping from the sides. But mostly you just kind of want, in my opinion, a rounded support around the entire mouthpiece. You know, it's more like, you know, the curtains on the side of the window where you're you know, they're there. You're not like bringing them in very tightly. You know, the pressure really comes from down below. But you know, these are here just to, you know, help stabilize things. So that's your basic embouchure. There's you know, there's air involved. There's your throat involved. All kinds of different things. But for now, go through that that process. Make sure that, again, as a beginning player, make sure that you're comfortable with all those things. If you know, if you're not quite getting it, or you have any questions, send me that video and I'll respond and you know, give you the high sign or not, and we can make sure you're doing it correctly. All right, good luck. Thank you.